Right, in today's video, I'm going to be fitting a Flytron lighting system to this Flywing Huey. It's a system I've used before, and I've just discovered a new synchronizer regulator that they do, and discovered that it's absolutely perfect for these Flywing helicopters. I'll show you the system I'm about to use. This is pretty much it. This is what I've brought from Flytron. I've got myself a splitter just so I can power this off the main battery. This has a built-in BEC, so we no longer have to worry about modified auxiliary switches, separate batteries, BECs, or everything we need is in this little controller here, which is an absolute beauty. For anyone with Flywing or any models with sensitive flight controllers and you want to isolate the supply, you can run it as a standalone, or you can also run a cable in to have an RC in, so you can turn your lights on and off by your transmitter. So this is the kit I'm going to be using. I've got separate control boards powering the LEDs. So I'm basically going to have, what I'm going to do on this helicopter, if I bring you back up to the helicopter, is, bear with me 2 seconds, there we go. Right, on this one, I'm going to fit a red light here, and I'm going to fit a red light here, and the same on the other side. Obviously it's going to be green. I'm going to have myself a red light here as a beacon. I'm going to have a red beacon at the top, and I'm going to be fitting a strobe down at the bottom. So when we go back down to the lights here, this is the strobe I'm going to be using. These are going to be for the nav lights and the beacons, and this is the regulator that's going to control it, like I say, with XT60 and XT30 connector. So this kit here is going to go into this helicopter here. I'll give you a quick rundown of the lights and everything now, and explain this system a little bit more, but I won't go into too much depth. You can suss all that out for yourself, but yeah, I'll just go in to explain all that for you now. I'll give you a quick rundown of Flytron system. You basically get your little flight control boards with power LEDs on, and trust me, these LEDs here are absolutely fantastic. They're bright, and the strobe is one of the best strobes I've ever come across of any lighting system for RC models. I'll just quickly run. The beauty about this system is this little controller is an absolute beauty, especially for Flywing owners. I'll explain that in a second. If you're not into soldering, you can buy these boards like that without a wire, and you can improvise yourself and put it in however you want. Or if you're someone that's not into soldering, you can actually buy all these individual boards with a cable on it. So you do have the option of buying it like that to save you a lot of hassle, and then all you're literally doing is you're plugging this into your regulator, and then you're running that off your main battery, because this has got a built-in BEC. So this system can be really simple, and it's suitable for all. It's suitable for those that want to put a bit more of a bespoke system and go a bit to town on it, to say, or you can just get a standalone system and buy all these and wire it up with absolutely no issues. But I'm going to go for a slightly different run, because I'm going to be using these boards, so I'm going to have to solder these LEDs in myself. The great thing about these system, when you use these LEDs, I can actually run 3 to 5 off of one board, where when you're buying these pre-wired ones, you've obviously just got the one. So it's a fantastic system. Each of them, they're let's see if I can get that board there, see if I can get that in focus. They all have different flashing modes. In fact, that one doesn't have different flashing modes, this one does. All you basically do is see there's 2 little pins there. I'm not sure that's going to focus very well on those pins, but you can see the 2 little silver discs at the top, and you basically just touch a pair of tweezers on them, and it will change the mode of the light from steady flashing to rapid flashing, a strobe flash, beacon flash. There's various different modes. I'll hook it up in a minute and show you the different modes. But the beauty about these as well, once you set your pattern on your light, it remembers it. It doesn't forget it, like other lighting systems I've used in the past. So when you get your helicopter set up just how you want, it remembers it. Next time you plug it in, it's all exactly the same, which is absolutely fantastic. So like I say, this system can be utilized for people that can solder and don't solder, and there's many options you do. Have a look on their website, Flytron website, and you'll be able to see all the different things they have to offer. Let's say all these have different flashing modes. You can get these extra large ones, and you can get one that's got 2 flashing blue LEDs to simulate UK police, or you can get a red and blue LED to simulate American police, etc., etc. Have a look on their website. There's loads of different versions of these, but like I say, the beauty of this system is this little regulator here, which bypasses all the issues that we've had before trying to fit lights on Flywing helicopters. So that's a quick rundown of the Flytron kit. Like I say, go onto their website, have a look at everything. So what I'm going to do now is, that's the explanation of the kit, and I'll quickly rig some up just to show you the different patterns and everything. And then once I've shown you what they do, I'm going to be installing everything in my Huey. Right, before I give you a demonstration of the bulbs, I'll quickly just show you what I mean on their website. So if you go into the LED light section here, this is the regulator. There's two different versions available, and the only difference is the orientation of the pins there. You can see you get horizontal or vertical pins, so that's just your preference. I just wanted to point out here, this is why this system is excellent for Flywing. You've got the optional RC control input here, so you can turn your lights on and off via your TX. But notice what it says here: only the signal and ground are connected. The positive pin is not active, which if you've modified an auxiliary switch like myself and many others, we all know that it's the positive wire that was the issue. And this board doesn't even need it connected, and it's saying the pin is not even active on the board. So this system here is just, it answers, like I've said before, it answers every question. It takes away the modify switch, the extra battery or a BC. This little beauty here does everything for us. And if I just go to the catalog here as well, I'll just show you briefly, there's lots of different options, and then when you select them like that, you can have whichever color bulb you want, with or without cable. So you can see what I mean about the beauty of this system. Please note what it says here as well. It's saying that these products, they're compatible with the latest FAA and CAA anti-collision light regulations for drones. They're visible for at least 3 miles at night, and I'm not kidding, guys. These lights are bright. You stare at them for too long and you've got dots in front of your eyes. They are very, very bright. I can't stress how bright and good these lights are. There's a quick rundown of all the different modes. We've got strobe, blink, heartbeat, rotating, beacon, and static. I'll get on the bench now and show you, but look at this website here. It's very detailed. That's, like I was saying before, that's where you change your modes. Go for their site, look at all the stuff, whatever you want to buy it, with cables, without cables. It's all there for you. There's some great kit, and one thing I didn't mention just now is they do lots of different lenses. You can get those round domes here to go on the outside of the big strobes there. Excuse me, I'm just too busy concentrating here. There's little pill-shaped ones which are good for whip tip wings and stuff like that, or wing tips, should I say, not tip wings. And then you have all these different ones here, and you can get different angles, 15, 30, 40. So the system can be utilized to do many things. I've got some of these lenses as well, so I'll give you a demonstration on that. So what I'll go do now is we'll go back to the bench and I'll rig up some lights and show you what they do. Right, and here's a little test rig set up. I've just put a red and a green on this, on my COG balancer it is, but just put them in, and there you go. There's the red and green static on static mode. I'll now go through the modes and let you see them. In this mode, we've got strobe, the classic V1 effect, which is rapid 3 flashes. Next mode, we have blink mode, which simulates belly or tail lights with a continuous on and off pulse. Next mode is heartbeat mode, which is smooth ramp up and ramp down like a beacon. And this mode is rotating beacons, which simulates a rolling light with a ramp up, flash, ramp down, off effect. There you go, there's a quick demonstration of the strobe showing how bright that is. And if I just turn it around, you can see it literally illuminates my whole room here. It's really, I mean, the camera's not picking it up, but that strobe is absolutely, you can't even see it glowing, it just illuminates the whole place. Absolutely fantastic bits of kit, these strobes. And if you get yourself one of the extra large boards with two on, this is the one with a static red and strobe. Like I say, there's various different versions. Have a look online for that, and I'll just plug this one in for you. And that's what you get with the extra large boards with the twin on. So you can have a static red on your belly and a strobe just like that. Right, I'll give you a quick demonstration of lenses as well. You've got this dome type which fits on these round boards here. So if it was outside and you wanted a nice big dome light, you can use these. There's like little wingtip lenses if you wanted one like it was a pill shape. Again, you just put that behind the board and then there's your lens. If you wanted to make a spotlight or something like that, you have ones like this, and you would obviously have to make a 3D printed barrel or something like that, but these can be used to like simulate headlights. And then you got these dome covers as well. These are the ones that you can get in 90 degrees, 45, 15, etc, etc. I'll give you an example of these, and again, just on these little boards, you just find the right position and they squeeze on lovely, and it holds itself on there nice and tight. So there they are with the dome on. I've put a 90 on that side and a 45 on this side, just so I can show you the difference and what the lenses can do for you. There we go. If we just turn that around to the wall now, as you will see, let me pull this camera back. All right, can you see the bigger red dot to the green dot? If I take it closer, probably see the difference there. Can you see the difference? One's got like a 95-degree angle, one's got 45, and there's lots of different ones, but that just gives you an example. Excuse me with the camera. That just gives you an example of what those lens covers do. So you can get it to spread out wider for more of a searchlight, or you can narrow it down, if you know what I mean. So floodlight rather than searchlight, should I have said. But there you go, that's what those lenses can do for you. So now I've pretty much described everything about these lights, I'm going to go on to installing them in the helicopter. Right, I've just completed the first stage of the install. So basically what I've done is I've put all the lenses in, all the caps in, all the round caps like this one. I've put all them in, and I've drilled holes and tidied up a little bit of paint where there was a couple of little chips after drilling the holes. But I thought I'd just share how I fitted these. I fitted 3 of these on the top here and on the 2 on the belly, and I've just drilled smaller holes in the side for the navs because I didn't want them as big as this. So I'll just explain what I've done. On this top one here, you can see that one there, I've actually gone with the circumference of this, which is 13mm, drilled a 13mm hole. So I've actually got quite a high profile there on my lens, if you can see. So I've got a nice domed beacon at the top there. When it comes, let me just take this canopy off, and I've got a battery in there weighing it down. Don't want to tip it upside down with a battery in. But if we go to the ones that I've installed on the belly there, you can see the profile is only just sticking out a bit in comparison to that one. That's because on this one I've drilled, I think it was a 10.5mm hole rather than a 13, and then I've just hot glued it in from this side. Basically, I'm gonna have to watch that balance on that. Basically, if you look at the dome, you can see there is a little edge around here. So if you went to the outside circumference, I think it's 13mm, and then if you take away this edge here, it worked out at, I think it was 11 or 11.5. I think it was something like that anyway. And then that just goes into the canopy and sits there without going all the way through. So slightly smaller, and then I've just hot glued them into place. So I'll just show you again. That's been hot glued into place in there, and it's got a smaller dome showing and a bigger dome showing on that 13mm hole. But what I've done on the side is I've only drilled 5.5mm holes, because I didn't want on the side, I didn't want, let me get that lens again, I didn't want a massive, I've just dropped that one and lost that one. Let me find another one, 2 seconds. Right, I didn't want to fit a lens that sort of size for a side nav. So what I've done 5.5, and what I'll do is I'll just grab a little power LED like this, and I'll put it, excuse me a second, there it goes, I'll put it in there like that. So I've just got a little 5.5 in there without a lens, because like I said, I didn't want them that big. And I'll just point out as well, if you're someone that's going to buy these pre-soldered boards that are a bit bigger, don't worry too much about the size, because funnily enough, they do fit into most spaces. I can fit it there just as well on the side of the canopy. I mean, if I just turn that around, as you can see, it will fit just about anywhere there, and it will fit just about anywhere down there. I have drilled little holes down here as well for the side navs. So if I give you an example, I've got that big round board there. I can just plop it into that hole and it still fits into that tight space. So don't worry too much about these boards thinking they're a bit big. I mean, this is only a 450 size helicopter and it fits in most places, and I could even get it up behind there and clip it onto that one if I wanted to. So these boards do fit in tight spaces if you're a bit concerned about that. So I just thought I'd share that with you. That's what I've gone for. I've gone for a 90-degree lens there, a 90-degree lens there, and the red one at the front, I've put a 45-degree lens. One note I will say, when you drill for these canopies, sometimes like on this hole here, obviously the shell is white, the base material is a white colour. So when I drilled that, there was obviously a big white ring there from when I drilled it. So I have painted it and touched it up, and you can barely see that I've painted that. You can see by the bleeding there of where I've painted it on the other side. You can barely see that I've painted that. I've found a really good colour match, so I thought I'd just share that with you quickly. And there's a colour match for this Huey. I've used a Genelite olive green camouflage paint, and this colour is an absolute brilliant match. It's not perfect, but as you can see by the overspray on the nozzle, it is a very close olive green. So I just thought I'd share that with you at the same time. Right, now it's time for me to get my wiring done and put all the lights in. That's the install finished, and as you can see, I've got those little LEDs in there now on the side. I'll just give you a quick rundown of what I've done inside. Excuse my weight there. Right, so I've got the little control boards and the LEDs all installed. I've put a bit of hot glue around to secure all the cables in place. There's ones for the side nav, and you can see the cable runs up there, and they're all hot glued in. One thing I failed to mention earlier is when you're using these boards here and you run a load of lights in series off there, they must all be the same colour. You can't run a red and a green. They must all be reds or greens, hence why I've put a board on each side, one for red, one for green. I've got my strobe board there, and I've got a power LED going up to my top beacon, and I've got the regulator plugged in there. So I'm just about ready to put all the mechanics back in, but I just thought I'd quickly show you what I've done with that installation. All my cables are now tidy, as mentioned. I can't stress the importance of having tidy cables within a fuselage. So there's all that. What I'll quickly do, I'll quickly plug the battery in and show you what they look like. Alright, and there we go. There's all the lights operating. There's the little flashing red beacon I've got on the bottom. Two green nav lights on this side. You'll have to excuse the camera. These lights are so bright. As you can see, look at the lens flare there. They're just so bright. I've got the red flashing beacon at the top as well. And we've got the famous strobe on the bottom. So there you go. There's everything working as it should. Job is finished. All remains now is to put the mechanics back in and take her outdoors to see what these lights look like at night. But there you go, that's the install all finished, and next put all the mechanics back in. Alright, mechanics are all back in now. There she is, all up and running. I'll just touch on this. I've run a wire so I can switch it from the transmitter from the RC in, and I've gone into channel 6 on my Flywing. If you notice there, I have cut the red cable because we know we shouldn't have a red cable there, but it's meant to be inactive. But I feel it's better to be safe than sorry, and I've just cut the red wire there, and took the pin out, just so we definitely know there's no way anything's going to happen. So now all that's in and all the mechanics and everything's done, I'll just show you. I've just switched my switch on the transmitter. There you go, everything working as it should, which is absolutely fantastic. So all that it leaves now is take her out for a flight and see how she performs. Right, I'll just end this video with a couple of clips of it outdoors. You can see it in the daytime, and I'll leave you some at night. But I hope you found all that information useful. If it's something that you think you're going to install on one of your models, give us a thumbs up just to indicate who's interested and who's not. But thank you for your patience and sticking with me. I have been in touch with Flytron about this video because I just wanted to make sure it was okay to use screenshots from their website whilst making this video for people. And I explained what I was doing, and the nice people at Flytron have generously offered a discount code for any viewers that want to go ahead and order a system like this or a similar system to suit their helicopters. So I'll leave the code down in the description. It will be Mr. T15 for your 15% discount, but feel free to use that code. No minimum purchase, no restrictions, just feel free to use it. This is not affiliated. They've not paid me. I've even paid full price for my goods, so you lot are even going to get a better deal than what I did. But I'll leave you with these shots now. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you think she looks as great as I do, because I absolutely love this. Absolutely fantastic. Thanks again, and happy flying.